What is up, guys? It's your local cringe lord, the Boomp, here back with another video. Sorry I've been gone for the past month. I'm moving back up to college. I didn't have a PC. You know the whole vibe, but you guys don't care about that. What you care about is what I'm here to talk about today, and that's Dust. The status of the game. And I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm making this video because I want to really help improve the game. And I want the community some community feedback. So if you have any comments about what I'm saying during this video, leave it in the description. Give me some tips that you think would make this game better. I'll read them, And also, I'm making this video as a direct video kind of to Salter and the developers to see if they can help make the game better. Because I'm going to be brutally honest during this video. Dust, the game sucks. I'm going to be honest. It's really no fun to play. That's for a multitude of different reasons. That I'll be going over to try to make it better, but I'll talk about that today. But I'm gonna be honest, the game's not fun, and I'm gonna be comparing it a lot to Dust's predecessor, Lost, because I feel like Lost was a much better game, as most people that I've talked to have said. So this isn't just me, a lot of this is just my personal opinion, but a lot of it's people I talk to. They don't like the game at all. And that's a problem, of course, as evidenced by also the rating on Roblox and all that stuff. So I'm gonna be going in depth today. You know me, it's me, the Boom, talking about Dust. That's me, the Boom. So anyway, so we're gonna start with comparing it to Lost and what Dust has done well, in my opinion, to keep the good stuff going. The biggest thing that I think Dust has done well is the new knife that you spawn with. And lighter system. So before in Lost, farming was terrible. There was almost no point farming. I almost never wanted to do it because it was so slow. Swinging your pickaxe, swinging your axe, and your starting rock farm so slow. Like to the point where I spawned and just dropped my rock and hope I found a hatchet somewhere because it was so bad. Dust does really well of spawning you with a really useful knife, even though it's way too OP at combat. But I'll get into that. The farming in this game has really improved. What else has improved? Honestly, the new TC system. It was kind of hard since Lost, got copyright strike by Rust, right? And they used the old TC system, so I was kind of skeptical of how the Dust would come over that and make a new system where your base wouldn't decay. And I actually really like it. It's done really well. All the different workbenches you have to make to craft a bunch of different stuff is actually done super well. And I think also the doors where there's no code locks or key locks is also done really well. It really helps new players, and it makes it really simple in a game that shouldn't be complicated at all because it's on Roblox. But honestly, I might be forgetting a couple things, but that's most of the good stuff that I think Dust has done. So I'm going to start getting into the bad stuff, the stuff that I think makes the game really bad. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not going to go into any of the things such as like technical connection lag issues because I think those are all things that are eventually going to be changed anyway. I'm going to be talking more of game design issues that I think should be changed to make the game more fun. So without further ado, let's get into the first topic. And I think the first and biggest issue with this game is the pace, or how slow the game feels. And it makes the game so boring. For example, most people get on Roblox for like an hour. They want to play for like an hour. I want to be able to get into the game, get a base down, get a bunch of guns, and then, come back another day to play for another hour. But within an hour, all you can do is get a base down and maybe get some like basic workbenches down. That's it. It's terrible. And I think the first big reason this is this way is because of the move speed. I think the move speed in this game is so slow. It feels like you have cement rocks in your shoes. It feels like you're literally walking around in mud all the time. You feel so slow, and that gets worse with armor, which I don't think armor should make you slower. But that's how it is. I think the move speed should go up about 1.5 times. I think you should be about 50% faster than you are because you feel slow. It takes literally, it feels like 10 minutes to get to the houses, which is like the only loot spot on this map. This brings me to my next point, which is loot locations or monuments, if you want to call them that. Currently, there's only 2 usable monuments in the game, and that's the village or the houses and the gas station, which are both actually pretty trash. The houses are the best spot on the map, and it makes the spot that you want to play, like 1/8 of the map. The other two useless monuments or map locations are the military tunnels and the quarry. The military tunnels, the reason it's such a terrible location is the AI. The AI are just terrible. They shoot for you from too far away, do about 5 to 10 times too much damage, and they always hit every shot. So unless you have a sniper tower with a heavy sniper rifle, there's no point of taking it. Even then, you don't even get that much loot from it, so there's no point of even going to get loot. And on top of that, there's not even a need to go get loot besides getting food. Like, you can just sit there and farm stone and iron all day and make all the guns you want, which is dumb. I think they need to make the loot spots A, closer together, B, they need to make more loot spawn in them, and C, they need to, I don't know, just make them a lot better. The other useless spot is quarry. Quarry is such a terrible place. Not only is it way out of the way, but the radiation with full radiation gear, med pens, and going the fastest route, you still die. There's still no way to get in and out without dying. The radiation is way too large. I don't even think there should be radiation there. I think there should be some other barrier of entry, because holy crap, the radiation is terrible. Either lower it or get rid of it. I don't know. It's so dumb. And the next big point there is the map and the spawns. Currently, with the current run speed and walk speed, the map is way too big. The good thing about the map is it's one single island. Lost was terrible because it had 2 or 3 islands or whatever, and there's no point to going to the other islands, and it just ruined the PvP. But at least there's only one island here. But the problem is it's way too big, and the stuff is all way too spread out. With that being said, the spawns are also terrible. There's only one good spawn, and that's on the desert side. This is stupid. I don't know why there's 3 spawns in this one location and 1 spawn on the other. There should just be spawns equally spread all around the coast of all sides of the map. I don't know why that's not a thing right now. It takes way too long to run from the side of the map into the monuments or whatever. It's so stupid. I don't get it. On top of that, the map is way too open. It's just huge open plains, which is it's just dumb. I think there needs to be way more hills like in Lost, and there needs to be way less open space, because people can just sit on one hill and snipe the entire map. And I'm not even joking about it. You can snipe the entire map from one hill. Why is this possible? I don't know. This also makes combat really dumb, because people just hide behind one hill and you can't flank them. They just head peek it with their sniper over and over again. The only good combat in the whole entire map is at the one single house in the middle. That's the only place where there's good combat, because you can flank. Lost did a good job with the map because you can flank people when they're on the hill and stuff like that. That includes labs. Labs was a really good place because you can get in there, it's close range, and that's why it was fun. The engagements are all from super long range, and that's because the map is garbage. The next big problem in this game is food and health. Currently, food in this game is complete dog crap. Food. The only way to get food in this game is either you loot gas stations, or you loot the houses, or you hit cactuses. Yeah, you can get mushrooms, but mushrooms are A, impossible to see, and B, always taken, because if you're in a high populated server, people just take them and they take forever to respawn. That's the same with the cloth bushes. So if you're in the forest, which is about 2/3 of the map, you are not going to get food or cloth anywhere. Like anywhere. So you're slowly going to starve to death and die. Which brings me to the next point, which is the food and water bars on the bottom of your screen. They go down way too fast. Even if you're standing still, they go down way too fast, and it's dumb. Also, the food and water that you get around the map give you almost nothing, which is stupid. So basically, you're almost always at 40 health, and you're almost always starving because you can't get food to heal. I think 3 things need to change for this to make this to make food not stupid. A, you need to make it like Lost, where there's food crates everywhere, so food is way more accessible, because food's way too hard to get right now. You have to farm cactuses all day to get enough food for your 2 people that are in your squad. Number 2, food and water needs to give you way more per thing. Literally, like the sodas, which are the only drink in the game, the sodas, the main drink that should be giving you a lot of thirst, gives you 20 thirst. 20. That goes away in maybe 5 minutes. That is the dumbest thing maybe the dumbest thing about this whole game. I don't understand what they were thinking when they made the drinks give you 20. The food and drink needs to give you a lot more. Number 3, the food and water needed to diminish way slower. They diminish way too fast, and you're always hungry, which is stupid. And number 4, your max, I think I said 3, but there's actually 4. Number 4, your max food and thirst should increase. Lost, you could increase it to like what, 200 and 250, so you're not hungry, so you can stock up on food and not have to eat it every 5 minutes. So yeah, those are the 4 ways to fix food. Or better yet, this is an unpopular opinion, but I think if they got rid of food entirely, food and water entirely from the game, I would be actually happy. I think food and water don't really serve a good purpose in this game. I think this should be a faster paced game, and food and water either needs to be really easy to get, like Lost, and not inhibit you all the time, or get rid of it entirely. Which brings into the next point, which is health, or bandages, the med juice, or the med syringes. It feels like you're always at 40 health or 20 health, one shot. Just if someone sneezes on you, you're dead, because meds are so hard to make. You either need to get bandages, which cost 10 cloth each, which might be the dumbest thing ever. I get that they don't want to make it cost 5 because rust or whatever costs 5. So make bandages heal you for 10. I don't understand why bandages cost so much and heal you so little, because cloth is so hard to get. Cloth only spawns on cactuses in the desert, so you need to literally farm cactuses all day to get enough bandages to heal yourself. And the med syringes and med juice are just not worth it to make, because the aloe vera, you just rather eat it. Like, it's so expensive to make meds. Meds need to be like way cheaper and give you way more, so you can have more health. Because it feels like you'll never have above, because the only way to heal in this game is through meds or having 50 hunger and 50 health. And because you never have any food, because like I just said, you can never heal with that, and it heals really slowly anyway. And you have no meds, you're almost always on 40 health with what you spawn with, so you're almost always just damaged. Meds need to be way more accessible, and food need to be way more accessible. This brings me to my next point, which is combat. The combat in this game is terrible. It's actually just terrible, and that's for a multitude of reasons. The first reason I talked about, it takes forever to get guns. It takes forever to get a base. So, people usually just don't have guns, The second reason is obviously because you never have any health, like I said, so you never even want to fight, and you always go down in like 1 or 2 shots. But the biggest problem with it is the map, of course. Because it's so open, you only want to use snipers. Like, the other guns are useless, and it feels just so sniper dependent, and it's so boring. Snipers are cool every once in a while, but it feels like every fight is just a super long range RNG fest, see if you can hit them or whatever type of thing. And I think that's so dumb. I think the map needs to change, of course, to make it more close range, and I think they need to change all the guns. The guns are a lot better than they were in Lost. In Lost, the gun recoil was just terrible all over the place, but now there's at least a recoil pattern. But I think it can be improved way more. I think, honestly, the guns should do less damage and have a way easier recoil, so that the combat feels longer and it feels like more fun. Because right now it just feels like it's a poke match where you shoot them. Also, that brings me into the biggest problem with combat, and that's the existence of the stupid anti-material rifle. The anti-material rifle's fun and it's cool to craft, but it's such a stupid gun. Like, it just makes it so people can just sit on their roof all day and hit somebody one time and they're just instantly dead. Like, how's that fun? That's so stupid. Why is such an OP gun exist? I think that thing should just be gone, and I think they should make guns way more fun. And I also think they need to make the combat more like a Phantom Forces type game, where you can run fast, lean, shoot, low recoil, and it'd just be so much more fun. I think the combat in this game's terrible. It's always been terrible. Lost, it was actually even worse. It got a little bit better here, but the guns feel so terrible. They need to have less recoil. It just needs to be more fun. Also, the armor needs to be changed drastically. The armor is completely stupid. It makes you slower, which it shouldn't. I don't know why, because you're already so slow. I think armor shouldn't make you slower, because that's dumb. And armor doesn't cover your whole body. Like, for example, if you have a helmet on, like a UN helmet, it only covers the top of your head, which is so dumb. Like in Rust, it covers your whole head. That's exactly how it should be in here. Sulter's trying to copy Tarkov, where it's like it only covers where it shows, but that's completely stupid. Also, the durability of armor, runs out way too fast. It feels like in 2 or 3 shots, the whole thing's broken. You have to go and repair it. And if it's a UN helmet, you can't even repair it, so it feels useless. So it feels like even if I have the best gear in the game, I still don't want to make armor because it costs leather, which you can't even get. I don't even know why you can't get leather. That's also a terrible part of the game. And also it breaks fast and it doesn't cover your whole head and it makes you slow. So armor is terrible in this game. It needs to be drastically changed. The next huge problem of the game is the reliance on making a base. In Lost, which was much more fun, you could run to labs or something and get guns. But in this game, you need to make a base in order to get any guns because the places barely spawn any guns. So you need to make a base, which is fine. But the problem is getting the resources needed for a base takes like an average player about 30 minutes, and that's if they don't die. Like to just go around the map, farm wood and stone and whatever, make a base takes so long. It feels so long. And the problem is most people spawn in the forest, and you need stone to make tools, and stone is almost nowhere to be seen when you're in the forest. It's only in the desert, and then the desert doesn't even have trees, so if you want to farm trees, you can't do that. So the resources are just everywhere. It's hard to make a base, and you need to make a base. So there need the loot places, the monuments need to be better, and B, resources need to be easier to get and faster to get, and C, it needs to be easier to make a base. I think it should cost less stone and wood, and I think the workbench needs to not cost iron, because you need to make, in order to like make your base not decay, you have to cook iron, which is stupid. I think that's all. It's so dumb. And the last problem I'm going to talk today, and probably the biggest thing of why the game's dying, is why it's so hard on new players. The inaccessibility to new players. Roblox is a game where you look at the front page and you look at a new game, you're like, that looks fun. People are tired of the 20 million anime games and roleplay games and adopt-me's, and they want a cool shooter, and Dust looks like a really fun open world shooter. So they join in. They know nothing of Rust, so they don't know how to play, and they walk forward, and it's super slow. They hit a tree, their knife breaks, they die, they respawn, and they're like, what's the point of this game? I don't have a gun, I can't shoot, I can't have fun. This game's stupid. So they leave the game, they leave a negative review, and never come back. The game, I think, needs a tutorial. As hard as it is to make a tutorial, I think there needs to be a tutorial to explain the game. And I think guns need to be way more accessible so people don't lose interest instantly because they need to hit a rock for 30 minutes and run 30 minutes to a house to get 1 apple to just die by someone camping it with an anti-material rifle. The game has so many problems. And I'm not going to play the game until it's fun again. So I'm sorry guys, but I can't play Dust anymore. I'm not going to. I'm going to be playing other games. This game is just so boring. It's beyond boring. It's so boring. The game is so boring. I cannot stress that enough, how boring the game is. It feels like a walk around simulator where no one else on the server has guns, and it feels like you're farming all day for like 3C4, and you raid someone and you get nothing. It's dumb. There's no combat. The combat is terrible in this game, and it's so boring. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any comments, suggestions, things that you want to say about what I said, agreements, whatever, leave it in the comments. I know this is more of a boring video. I didn't even write anything down. I'm just rambling on about random stuff. But thank you, boys, if you made it this far. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace out.